As with most of the Diablo 2 class-specific unique sets, the Barbarian list is woefully short, at only 4 helmets, though unlike some of the others, there is at least some reason to consider 2 of them as an interesting option, so let's dive on in. First, I'm going to break the pattern of the last few videos and focus on getting the less interesting ones out of the way first, and then we'll get into the ones that I actually find fun. So we'll start with the frustrating bunny helmet called Demon Horn's Edge, which belongs at the bottom of any list simply for its god-awful aesthetics, since, if you couldn't tell, I do not like the horned helmet aesthetic at all, and its stats do not help with this. With wildly variable plus skills, a mediocre attack speed boost, low life leech, and some attacker takes damage effect, it just doesn't cut the bill even against more mediocre off-class helmets stat-wise, so I just cannot recommend it even for people trying to be different. A similarly mundane but at least less garbage option, simply because it doesn't look like a freaking bunny, is Halberd's Reign, the unique Conqueror crown, which actually packs at least an okay plus skill, even if it's not super impressive overall. It packs a fairly big replenished life value and has a shell's worth of hit recovery, but that's about it. And while this can be okay for pre-buffing battle orders, it's generally not going to be worth using in the long run simply because it doesn't bring enough to the table, and you can get much better options for that pre-buff effect a lot easier, even if you want to bother with just using that at all. Though on the more fun end, we actually have another helmet with war cries, more precisely +2 to 3 to all war cries, that at least fits its name, and that is the Wolf Howl, the Fury Visor. While it is pretty much just a stat helm as far as non-skill modifiers go, with variable strength, dexterity, and vitality, it's also unique in the way that it's the only method of obtaining an off-druid werewolf shape change, thanks to the random plus skills to Feral Rage, Lycanthropy, and Werewolf, which can be fun to mess around with. This helmet can also be handy if you're working on playing a Beast Barbarian and want to increase the duration of the Werebear shape change as well, thanks to that Lycanthropy shift, of course. Are there any of these changes meta? No, but they are fun, and they're definitely worth messing around with whenever you get into the post-game experimentation stage of your time with Diablo 2. Saving easily the best for last, we have Ariat's Face, the one that you're probably already most familiar with, and that's because it's hand over fist better than any of the other Barbarian helmet options, and easily the only one that can directly compete with off-class Barbarian helmets. With better hit recovery than Halberds, same amount of leech as Demon Hordes, solid plus skills, decent stats, resist all, even a pinch of attack rating, it's actually a good helmet, despite only being exceptional, and only requiring level 42 to equip it on top of all of this. There's a reason it's a fairly common helmet among barbarians, and if you're a barbarian, you probably want at least one in your stash somewhere. Overall, while most of the barbarian helmets are kind of bad compared to their competition, there is one interesting and fun helmet with niche uses that a lot of people probably won't have had the chance to have fun with, and one helmet that is genuinely good, and it happens to be just the lowest level requirement one of the bunch. So do you wish there were more unique barbarian helmets, or would you rather they focus on something else instead? Mention it down below, and as always, a special thanks to the channel members, patrons, and regular viewers that make this content possible.